As usual, the king will give us some words of wisdom as we take care of the 3 chests in the throne room. First up, Early Fighter's Ring, a fairy water, and the traditional magic key. Sparkover is immediately putting it on. And... oh... I don't think Sparkover checked the spell set, maybe, but we are starting with Return. Which means we can save that magic key and just take off into the treasury. Or maybe Z-Man wants to save first, not necessarily a bad idea. In the meantime, Sparkover is immediately going for combat. Certainly has the stats for it. Let's turn those on now. Well, strength stat is fine, but we have a lot of things below average for level 1. Fortunately, this level up, ooh, that's a good one. As far as the treasury goes, we have wings, gold, and I had missed one of them. However, I don't think it was anything of major importance. As far as stats go, Z-Man choosing... oh, I did miss something important. Thank you, Eternal Newbie. Silver Harp is one of those required items. With that Silver Harp, we can go to the Harp Cave, or Silver Harp Cave, to get the Staff of Rain. But Sparkover is going for combat and experience first. Level 3, not the best one, but at the very least, still staying alive. Whereas Z-Man is trying to take out this ghost. Has to take it out here, but... ooh! Hurt more on a ghost. That's not a good feeling. And as Smashy points out, we have a number of new sprites available as part of the new version of the randomizer and the new season. I will admit I don't recognize all of these new sprites, but fortunately, what's more important is your ability to take out slimes and drakies. Here comes level 2 for Z-Man. And Sparkover has gained another level as well. However, we don't have... I think everyone is still on the return spell. Now, admittedly, the return spell is nice if you need a quick way back to Tangergil Castle, but right now, I don't think our runners care much about that. They wish to take out enemies and explore the rest of the world. After all, we have a number of towns to find, and a number of treasures to seek out. The Silver Harp has already found in the treasury by Z-Man. That's needed to get the Staff of Rain. Ooh, another level up. Nice. In case it's not obvious, Sparkover has gone with a Strength HP build, if I saw correctly, and Z-Man went with Strength Agility. However, the defense for Z-Man is still a little low. Alright, Sparkover has chosen to get some keys from the Tangergil Key Shop. Had to spend a key to get 2 more. But now, we will see a Silver Harp pickup for her. Oh, Big Z versus Small Z. My apologies, we will get that cleared up. We will go with Big Z for now. Stats have been updated as follows. We will double check on... Love you guys too, Twitch chat. Druin loves Z-Man, perhaps a little too much. And Sparkover is going into a possible cave at the backside of Tangagil. What is inside? Old man on the right, that has to mean the Silver Harp Cave. Claim your Staff of Rain just by going into the treasury. So at the very least, that's one of the 3... Oh! Sparkover, I don't know if that was intentional or not, but... Can't exactly explore the world on swamp tiles. That may have been on purpose. But now, as Smashy has just said, it's pretty much tied up as far as EXP goes. We have a new town. Ooh, Hawk's Nest. Don't know if we're ready for that yet. Hawk's Nest has a single item that you have to search for that's guarded by someone pretty nasty. At least, usually nasty. So in the meantime, we have a Magidrake on Sparkover's side, and it goes down. So for those that are unfamiliar with our runners, Sparkover has been involved with the Dragon Warrior Randomizer community for a long time, starting to get into the Legend of Zelda, and is also a big fan of bears. Whereas Z-Man has started more with Zelda 1 Randomizer, but has also gotten into Dragon Warrior Randomizer recently. So both runners are sort of crisscrossing over to their new worlds. And for those that are wondering, yes, there is a Discord for the Dragon Warrior Randomizer. All you have to do is go into the link on chat, and there you go. And there Z-Man goes with level 5. Ooh, that is a big power increase. And since Sparkover also has a strength-based build, she will get this as well. So right now, both of our runners are at level 5 with decent stats overall. The defensive power could use a little bit of a boost. But Z-Man's not going to get a boost from that guy. That is where you pick up the Rainbow Drop. It's known as the Drop Cave. It's also known as the Jerk Cave. If you talk to that guy without having the Staff of Rain, Stones of Sunlight, or Erdrick's Token all together, he becomes a jerk and kicks you out. Not exactly our preferred person to interact with. And neither is this Red Dragon. This Red Dragon is one of the most powerful enemies in the game. And it has a very interesting nickname, the Fun Police. The reason we say that? Well, you kinda just saw. Once the Red Dragon shows up, the fun kinda stops. So Z-Man has learned his lesson, and will hopefully not run into a Red Dragon immediately. But yeah, stop spell, especially if it's a strong chance of stop spell, that's not a good feeling at all. Though, as Eternal Newbie does bring up, once you gain Erdrick's armor, you do gain stop spell resistance. Sparkover wishing she had such resistance right now, or at the very least the defensive capabilities, because that wolf took her out. Z-Man is now hoping to get some revenge on a Druin. Ooh, an excellent move, otherwise known as a critical hit, otherwise known in some parts of the Dragon Warrior community as a Kaishin no Ichigeki. I hope I pronounced that right. Basically, you want to land those excellent moves to have extra powerful attack and take out some annoying enemies. Of course, the Druin is proving to still be annoying. Must have taken out the Brethren. Sparkover is the first to go up to level 6. Not the best stats, and we still have a spell dearth around here. There are 10 spells that can be earned throughout the game. You will eventually learn all 10, and the max is level 16. Once you hit level 16, you are guaranteed to get all 10 spells. But it is kind of rare to go this long without a spell. At least, kind of a useful one here. Ooh, Stonemen, that's not a good feeling. Stonemen are very powerful and not good enemies to deal with. Fortunately, if you can run away, there you go. Also, metal slimes on both players' ends. Formerly on both players' ends. They offer 255 experience points. However, metal slimes in this case can put you to sleep, and metal slimes like to run away. They do not give up their experience easily. We have a new town sighting. It is Cole. There is one search spot 4 squares away from the water fountain. And inside, Erdrick's armor. For those that wanted the big boost in defense, there you go. Specifically 28 defense. And so we are able to easily purchase some weapons, such as the club. So Z-Man is already at an excellent point. Can't find bombs asks, does Erdrick's armor refill your life in the randomizer? Yes, it does. That is still one of the benefits to the magic armor to Erdrick's armor that has not gone away. Z-Man choosing to take a long way to the tool shop. Choosing to purchase some torches, considering that we are lacking the radiant spell, that's not a bad idea. And as described in chat, Erdrick's armor offers a lot of benefits. You resist stop spell, if not outright immune to it. You resist fire breath. You resist the hurt series of spells. You regain 1 HP every time you make a single step. And of course, you can use items such as Fighter's Ring and Dragon's Scale to gain 2 extra attack and defense permanently. Alright, Z-Man has entered a cave. Let's light it up. We have to go fully east, which makes me believe this is the mountain cave. If this is the mountain cave, we have 5 items to find here. Unfortunately, Smashy, the mountain cave is not immune to enemies. This green dragon wishes to have a word with you. Alright, Sparkover is able to take out that wolf. Still hasn't explored too much, though. So ideally, we would... hopefully she is able to explore and find coal, because that's where the armor is. Likewise, I don't think Z-Man has actually picked up the Staff of Rain yet. Probably choosing to save that for later. Now, fortunately, with Erdrick's armor, we can easily go across this eastern swamp. And welcome, Randomania! You have just joined a race that is currently in progress. We have Sparkover versus Z-Man going against each other. Z-Man has already found the town of Cole and has picked up Erdrick's armor. Sparkover has already found not only the Silver Harp, but the Staff of Rain, which was located on the backside of Tanjigil Castle. I am your everyman today, Wolfman2000, here to bring the action as we see the Slime Bros take on our runners right now. Well, the Metal Slime has chosen to be a coward once again, but not much you can do. Also, oh, I did not have a chance to pay attention to those results, but that is good to know. What's also good to know is that Sparkover has gained another level. Will we see a spell this time? We see a big agility boost, and there is a spell. There is Radiant. That's not what we're looking for. Z-Man, however, had found... I want to say that was Rimmeldar. And Smashy immediately confirmed. So the interesting thing about that agility build was, or that agility level up, was Sparkover is strength HP. Z-Man is strength agility. Though, funny enough, Sparkover started with more agility, and Z-Man started with more strength. That's the joys of the randomizer. Alright, Z-Man has re-entered Rimmeldar. Going to purchase some keys, not a bad idea. This is the one town where you can pick up keys, without needing any other keys. Ooh, Metal Scorpion. That'll be an interesting enemy, but ideally we would have the Hurt More spell in order to easily take it out. Still, good thing that Sparkover is at least able to deal with the Metal Scorpion the old-fashioned way. However, this Gold Man, not much. I haven't talked about this much, but the castle that you see surrounded by the lake that you did before the knight chose to take over, that is Sharlock Castle. That is endgame. That is where our runners need to go. In order to get in there, you need the Staff of Rain, the Stones of Sunlight, and Erdrick's Token in order to meet the jerk that has the Rainbow Drop to form the bridge to get in there, and then you have to take out the Dragon Lord. Ooh, we have Garenham sighted on Z-Man's side. 3 treasure chests inside, along with another stairway to some cave. The 3 chests are a magic key, so you can farm for magic keys here, some gold, and some gold. Not ideal. But Z-Man has chosen to... Okay, not going into the stairs yet, hoping to find a better piece of weaponry. No shields here, but going for the hand axe. Certainly an improvement over the club, though. Now, while it may be possible to actually perform a gold grind with those 2 chests, I will admit I'm not too familiar with that particular method. What I can say is that there is a traditional gold grind method. Due to the way that this game is programmed, you have to remember that this is a very old game, so programmers had to use whatever tricks they could. The game remembers 8 chests that you've opened at a time. If, say, you go into the mountain cave, which has 5 chests, open all of them, take a death, and then go back into Tanjigil Castle, you can open up all the chests and keep on getting the gold chest. Also, ooh, that is the Stones of Sunlight cave, but we have a death necklace inside. That death necklace in the vanilla game is never good. In the randomizer, there is a risk-reward system that has been implemented in this game. Basically, you put it on, you gain some extra attack power, but your health points are cut down to 75%. Once you put it on, though, you are cursed, just like in the vanilla game. And if you were to take a death, say, to the Dragon Lord at that point, then you can't even get much healing or help from the king. You can't save your game. Not until you find the town of Bruckenary. and get some help that way. Because only the town of Brickanary has the ability to remove cursed items from you. We have a level up, level 7 for Z-Man. Hope you enjoy your Radiant spell. Sorry if those torch purchases were a waste. Alright, back into Rimmildar. You need 2 keys to get in. For 1 chest. What is it? The torch that has been made redundant by the Radiant spell. They cannot all be winners, folks. Oh, Altergeists with hurt more. That's not a good feeling. Back to start Sparkover goes. And Deepal Doug does bring up an excellent point. Z-Man has found coal. Sparkover has not yet. Z-Man has taken more of the exploratory style, trying to gain more knowledge through the overworld. Sparkover has mostly stayed in the same area, though I think Sparkover is now starting to explore a bit. So hopefully once she gets exploring, then she will find coal and all the other good towns. Star Wyverns are not good enemies. Case in point. The tricky part about Star Wyverns is if you were to get the Hurtmore spell, you could cast it, and it may not even have... It may be able to survive a Hurtmore, it may not, it depends. I think... Oh! Is Z-Man going to attempt a gold grind here? Or did he just forget about one item or another? No grind here. Oh! The Druid has Healmore! That's gonna be an annoying enemy to take out. But take out Sparkover does. First one to level 8. 7, 3, 10, 8. New spells. Stop spell. And Z-Man is making his way over to the Harp Cave where we have the Staff of Rain. Now it's Sparkover's turn to run into the Green Dragon. How can a gold man breathe fire? Wouldn't the fire just melt himself? I don't know. The OG Curbs asks, does the stop spell stop spell? If the enemy has stop spell and you get your stop spell out first before the enemy gets their stop spell, then yes, stop spell can stop spells from enemies. That's an interesting tongue twister. Alright, Z-Man is hoping to find something on this southern coast, but no luck so far. And Sparkover is finally exploring the southern ends. Ooh, that's a big piece of swamp right there. I swear, while I did generate the seed, I did not put on the big swamp flag. So hopefully there is something of worth over here. Oh, Oh, another wolf takes out Sparkover, trying to saw the towns, but unfortunately has to go back again. However, Sparkover does have a town in mind to go to. I believe that was Cole. We have a knight, but Z-Man is choosing not to fight the knight. Admittedly, without Hurtmore, I can understand. And yes, there are a lot more swamps. We do have a cave, that is correct, Smashy, but which cave? The enemies are trying to prevent Z-Man from going in. It is a dark cave. We need some light to better identify. Here is your tablet cave, otherwise known as Erdrick's Cave, I believe. There are no enemies at all in this cave, just one treasure chest at the bottom. Ooh, Sparkover not finding a lot of good luck with the enemies. And someone has chosen to raid Erdrick's tomb. There is nothing in there. Either that or Z-Man is full on herbs and can't pick up another one. But I'm going with the Tomb Raider theory. Whichever it is, that was not the best of moves. But that's not something you can help. Ooh, Armor Knights have hurt more, and is casting again. However, we have another cave. Definitely a cave. Which one? This is the southern part of Swamp Cave, I believe. We have the ability to rescue Princess Gwaelin in here, but this is also, you know, a two-entrance cave. So we can go all the way north and get to the other end of the world, which has another cave nearby. We are running out of caves. This one is Garen's Grave. Garen's Grave has 5 chests inside, but you require a magic key to access 2 of them. So once again, Z-Man has the overworld experience, Sparkover has the combat experience right now, but what is in Garen's Grave? First chest, torch, nothing useful. Second chest, torch, not what we're after. Third one, cursed belt. Oi! Garen's Grave is so far not paying off. I mean, technically, seeing that cursed belt there is information, yes. There are a few items that can remain in treasure chests, and there are a few items that can be dug up underground. We have already seen Erdrick's armor from Cole's search spot south of the fountain. At this point, we can most likely eliminate, and thank you again, Smashy. There are 2 search spots left. One in Hawk's Nest, where you have to defeat a Guardian, and one somewhere in the overworld, where we have to find the town of Cantlin and speak to the guy surrounded by a bunch of damaging tiles. And that's how we'll get some coordinates. Alright, Sparkover takes out another wolf. Stats, 4, 4, 17, and 9. That, at the very least, is a decent, increase, but hopefully Sparkover is able to explore a bit soon. And did I just miss a sword pickup? Chat is saying I did. If so, that sword can only mean one thing. Erdrick's sword behind the magic key. However, there is still one more chest inside, and Z-Man is heading there right now. Will it be something useful? Let's just light the way first. Sparkover is really hoping to take out the dragon. Nope, gets stop spelled and chooses to run away. Not a bad idea. Final chest in Garen's grave. Is it something good? It's gold. However, Garen's grave does have 5 chests. And right now Z-Man is just walking around. I believe Z-Man is hoping to actually be defeated by an enemy within Garen's grave to actually set up the traditional gold grind that I had talked about earlier this seed. Fortunately, the werewolf does the honors. Sparkover is going across the swamp. Did I miss a heal spell pickup? I don't think I did. So, as Sports Hefe mentions, to get to Garen's grave, you need to go to Cole, pick up Erdrick's armor, or purchase the magic armor. That'll give you some swamp immunity as well. Get to Southern Swamp Cave. Get to the other end, and then enter Garen's grave. Have a magic key, and then you have to go to the 4th chest. That's quite a bit. But now Z-Man is able to grind all of the gold in order to pick up a shield. There are 3 shields in the game. All 3 are purchasable. Small, large, and silver. The silver shield costs the most, but it gives the most benefit. And the unfortunate part, I think Sparkover is trying to get to the other end of that swamp, but needs to head in the other direction. South and west, I believe, is where Cole was located, where you can pick up the magic armor. Z-Man has performed all the gold grinding necessary. Northwest, thank you. So we have to go north and west in order to get to Cole. Z-Man has performed all the grinding necessary, so time to find a good store that has a silver shield. And yes, OG Curbs, you may have seen something smart. Z-Man saved. Saved with all that gold. But now, Z-Man has to use Erdrick's sword and Erdrick's armor and basically whack everyone to death in order to gain the necessary levels. As Chad is rightfully pointing out, with the added attack power and defense power, this will be an easy way for Z-Man to catch up on the experience path. Sparkover, however, is still sticking around the same general area, not exploring too much. Probably a little nervous about the enemies around here and wants to be strong enough to take out everyone outside of this first zone. So regarding experience points, I'll try to get an updated number set here. Sparkover needs 1,500 experience points in order to get to level 10. Z-Man needs 600 experience points to get to level 8. Both have a little ways to go, but fortunately, it should not take too long in order to get those next levels. And those levels are important. Not only will those levels give additional stat boosts, but we are also very dry on spells right now. Our runners started with Return. They gained Radiant at level 6 and Stop Spell at level 7. Ideally, we would like to see a Hurt More or a Heal More. Alright, Z-Man is back in Coal. Was there a shield worth purchasing? A small shield? Wait, Z-Man is having second thoughts. Going forward for now, certainly can afford it. Admittedly, it's only 4 defensive power, but not much, you know, something is better than nothing. Also, yeah, Coal is kind of close to start. So eventually Sparkover does need to get over there. I believe Z-Man is in Mountain Cave right now. I don't think we've actually seen any of the items in Mountain Cave yet, so this is a good find. Or at the very least, diving straight into that second level. Sparkover, meanwhile, is still hanging out around Tangential Castle. Alright, upcoming chest in Mountain Cave. More gold. Deepal Doug, I will admit, I haven't had a chance to catch so many runs from either player, but fortunately, a level up should help. 2290, new spell, outside. The 2 items that I just missed and I'm catching on instant replay, Magic Key and Herb. Sparkover did find Hawk's Nest, but that's not the town we're looking for, unfortunately. But yeah, we are 6 levels away from having all the spells, but we're missing 6 spells. Oh! Mountain Cave has Stones of Sunlight, folks. That means as far as required items for the Rainbow Drop go, Z-Man is up 2-1. Sparkover does have more levels, but does not have the stats to necessarily maintain that. So at this point, I'm trying to think. I do not believe we have seen Cantlin yet. It is entirely possible that we need to find Erdrick's Token or the Fairy Flute in the overworld. It could be in Hawk's Nest. We don't know yet. But at this point, I was thinking the same thing that Smashy was. The token has to be a searchable item. But the Fairy Flute can be in a chest, I believe. Also, level up for Z-Man. Not the greatest level. Oh, okay, my apologies. Stop spell was level 8. I had miscalculated that. Oh, Sparkover is forced to say goodnight as the night comes in. In the meantime, Z-Man is taking out this golem, or nope, running away. Hard to tell. We have a new town, I believe, folks. No, this is Rimeldar again. But will we have the Silver Shield here? No, we have the Lord Shield here. However, it is still a decent increase. The OG Curbs asks about the displayed stats, so I will at least cover that now. These stats actually show what our runners have right now. If the stat color is yellow or orange, depending on how you see it, then it's kind of sort of borderline, or at the very least bare minimum, to consider going against the Dragon Lord with. Of course, the more colored stats you have, the better. Ideally, our runners will want to have green stats. At least, we will see it as green. Also, Sparkover has found coal. Picks up a small shield, not a bad idea, and now Sparkover, please do not be too upset that you have found Erdrick's armor. Alright. The southern swamp should no longer be a problem for Sparkover. Fortunately, we will not have to worry about Odowa in that swamp today. However, Star Wyverns are not very nice either. Ooh, metal slimes with sleep trying to cause problems, but Sparkover is now in the mountain cave. Can get the stones of sunlight. However, I believe, though, that stone was buried deep in Mountain Cave. In the meantime, Armored Knight against Z-Man. Hurt more. Ooh. That's not a good feeling. High Spirits mentioned earlier that Sparkover went to the inn. I don't see that as necessarily a bad play or a reason to be upset. It's a, inns help with recharging health and magic points. But, oh, yeah, with that death that Z-Man took, there goes at least half the gold. Will there be another gold grind later? We don't know. But Z-Man has entered Hawksnest. Certainly has decent stats, but without the ability to use heal or heal more, may not even be able to get to that square. Oh, once again, the Armored Knights with hurt more. Sparkover also taking a bit of a hit to the head there. So as our runners try to rebound, please give them a follow if you haven't already, as they would certainly appreciate it. Alright, Sparkover is against a knight. Hoping to do well. Z-Man takes out the Warlock. Nicely done. OG Curbs asks how the lead is currently. So, Z-Man has more of the exploration knowledge and has Erdrick's sword. Sparkover has the combat experience, but hasn't explored much. So in this case, it comes down to methodologies. Which one will win out? But what is on that search spot? The Red Dragon! Fortunately, with Erdrick's armor, Stop Spell will not hit. However, can Z-Man actually take out the Red Dragon? That'll depend on how many times the Red Dragon will use Stop Spell over just attacking at this rate. I haven't seen any other moves come out. So it's entirely possible that the Red Dragon will just keep on trying to Stop Spell fail. There we go! Level 9 for Z-Man. 15 hit points, 9 magic points, and the reward is the Fairy Flute! We will have necessary coordinates, folks. And Z-Man, I don't know if this is an intentional grind or possible intentional death, but I believe that is effectively a 75% chance of Stop Spell based off of my knowledge of this game. So, Red Dragons offer 255 EXP. So, this is certainly an excellent idea of attempting to grind off of, in the vanilla game, would be very strong, but in this case has been unintentionally neutered thanks to Erdrick's armor. Sparkover has now caught up with required items. Stones of Sunlight have been picked up. Alright, Z-Man has knowledge. The Red Dragon is not necessarily the best grinding enemy, but with the stat situation as it is, you can certainly do worse. Sparkover is trying to take out these metal slimes. And finally is successful at one. Going up to level 11. How are these stats? Power 1, HP, empty, Magic 1, no new spell. And Z-Man is now caught up, level 10. Hope you enjoy your outside, folks. So Sparkover, at least with the necessary items from the mountain cave. That is good. But Z-Man has more of the attack power. But we are still very far away from finding what we need here. We still need to find the town of Cantlin in order to get coordinates. Once we get those coordinates, we have to use those coordinates and dig up Erdrick's token. We have already found the Jerk Cave, or at the very least, Z-Man has. Turn that in, get yourself the Rainbow Drop, and then hope that the Sharlock Castle Dive will not cause too many problems. Now, Sparkover, I will admit, I'm not too familiar with this strategy, but what does adjusting the position of the fighter's ring do exactly? Whatever it does, it didn't help with actually taking out the Stone Man. Oh! This was the mountain cave. And this is a gold grind. I did not realize that was an intentional gold grind there. That is certainly an interesting way of performing a gold grind, though. I am still learning some of the tips and tricks, I will admit. Now, Sparkover is stopping at only 10,000. I'm curious as to why. I do believe we saw a Flame Sword at Cold. I believe that is close to 10,000 if I remember my stats correctly. Yep, 9,800 exactly. So admittedly, going for the Flame Sword is not a bad idea. After all, who would want to cross that swamp in order to get an unknown thing which just so happens to have Erdrick's sword? It's not a bad idea at all. The only problem with that idea may just be hindsight, but there's not much you can do with that situation. But right now... Oh! Sparkover is back in cold. Time to pick up that Flame Sword. The Flame Sword is the second best weapon in the game. 28 bonus attack power, and it is the best one that you can buy. So there is discussion in chat regarding Princess Gwaelin. Before we cover that, though, we have found the town of Breckenary. Z-Man probably... I mean, the Silver Shield may be there, but we don't necessarily... I mean, Z-Man is probably fine without the Silver Shield. Maybe. It's going to depend. Big town that we want to look for right now, though, is Cantlin, because those coordinates are required. Though, speaking of coordinates, I want to go back to the discussion of Princess Gwaelin. The coordinates will tell you where to search relative to Tangiel Castle. Oh, and Z-Man gets the empty eye level now. If you rescue Princess Gwaelin from the swamp cave, and then bring her back to Tangiel Castle, you will get reverse coordinates. Basically, Princess Gwaelin will tell you through her love how far away you are from the castle. Combine the two of those, and you will be able to find the overworld search item, which in this case has to be Erdrick's token. And as Smashy has mentioned, Z-Man has caught up as far as experience goes, so in this case, will the superior stats allow Z-Man to take over? Already has the exploration benefit. OG Curbs, I would say Z-Man has the distinct advantage now. Sparkover has now entered Rimmildar, however, only finds a torch. I think Z-Man has the clear advantage at this point. But we still need to find Cantlin in order to have any benefit here. And then once we find Cantlin, I would consider diving back into Swamp Cave. Mr. Holmes is thinking that Z-Man should consider fighting the Red Dragons? Not a bad idea once we're ready for that yet. But ideally, right now, we would need to find Cantlin first and get the coordinates. From there, we can make a decent decision. Z-Man prefers exploration over combat, while I believe Sparkover prefers combat over exploration. And we are seeing that methodology in play even at this stage. There have been a lot of metal slimes this match. But fortunately, Sparkover is able to take another one out. And Sparkover has found Cantlin, folks. And the funny thing is, I believe that was the first continent. And also, I had missed it, but the Silver Shield was actually in Cantlin. Coordinates time. We know we're going to get some. 23 south, 10 west. Those coordinates are on screen now. Z-Man is forced to head back, or, yep, heading back. Will Z-Man rescue Princess Gwaelin? With navigating in the dark, I cannot tell, to be honest. Alright, Z-Man has chosen to leave Princess Gwaelin behind. Where was Cantlin? Unfortunately, I had missed the exact location. My apologies for that, folks. I was a little bit too excited about Cantlin being found at all. And, chat, thank you for pointing out south of Rimuldar. So the funny thing about this seed here, or the ironic thing considering how our players have acted so far, Z-Man has explored everywhere except Cantlin at this point. Whereas Sparkover has done more combat and was the first to find Cantlin. Or as Beta Strip likes to put it, there is, the key town is south of a key town. Oh, the green dragons are still kind of powerful, though. Also, I just realized I'm pretty sure Sparkover has picked up the Death Necklace at this point. Probably hasn't equipped it, because it makes no sense to equip it at this point. But now it is time for Sparkover to gain the required item lead and pick up that token. $3,000 EXP, exactly. Both gain level... Hold on. Both gain level 12. We have a Hurtmore sighting. I repeat, Hurtmore sighting, along with heal. So, Hurtmore certainly helps. But in order for us to have more success, at least against the Dragon Lord, we need heal more. It's opposite. Sparkover has taken out the red dragon in Hawk's Nest, learns about the fairy flute, and choosing not to grind right now. Not necessarily a bad idea, but at the very least, she knows of it. But right now, let's see if we can get that token. 23 south, 10 west. Now, I will admit, hold on, Sparkover is counting. Trying to do this exactly right without the princess. You have to be careful. And Sparkover finds Erdrick's token. So in this case, we will not need the Gwaelin positioning system. Or at the very least, Sparkover will not. And with the Rainbow Drop Cave, aka the Jerk Cave right there, Sparkover is the first to gain the Rainbow Drop. But we are not exactly ready to take out the Dragon Lord. High Spirits asks where the sword was located. You had to go to Garen's grave behind the door. You had to go through the swamp cave to get to the second continent to get to Garen's grave. You needed Erdrick's armor to cross the big swamp in the first continent to get to the swamp cave. So we had effectively an interesting combination lock seed here. McGrew is wondering if Sparkover will see what's in Sharlock. Not yet. I think Sparkover is going across the swamp. So right now, Sparkover is going for the exploration that Z-Man did earlier. Though, again, in a feat of irony, Z-Man missed a town in the first continent. And so, Sparkover may have the lead at this point, based off of more relevant knowledge. Now, theoretically, if Sparkover doesn't find Erdrick's sword, which admittedly would be very unlikely, you could find Erdrick's sword in Sharlock Castle, but that's not happening this seed. Also, we have found the Jerk already. Sparkover did pick up the Rainbow Drop. And Z-Man has finally found Cantlin and is about to get the news, which means this is back to being a close race. Z-Man has received the news. I do not know if Z-Man is necessarily taking down notes or, as Smashy is saying in chat, facepalming. But it looks like Z-Man has recovered, so that is a good thing. Level 13 after taking out the werewolf. Power 19. And a new spell. That went by a little quickly. I need to check the replay. Heal more! Level 13 is where we find Heal more, folks. However, Heal more, excuse me, will help much more if we have HP to heal with. 80 HP is not good, as Beta Strep confirms in chat. But now Z-Man... I apologize for the accidental slip of the tongue there. It has been a long night. Sparkover trying to cross the northern swamp, but Z-Man is back in Hawk's Nest. Smashy in chat has an excellent idea. Go after the red dragon. 75% chance of stop spell at this point. I would take it. Plus, you know, once you take out the red dragon enough, you'll gain access to heal more, so... In this case, it's a better grind spot over here. Heal does help. So does... You know, having the magic armor for walking and healing that way. Heal spell... Again, ideally, heal more would be useful, but it's still a good backup. So Z-Man is focusing on grinding against the red dragon and the enemies in Hawk's Nest. Not a bad idea. But Sparkover's going for the overworld exploration and grinding instead. There have been a number of metal slimes in the overworld, so this isn't necessarily a bad idea. The problem is metal slimes like to run away a lot. Oh, Armored Knight takes out Z-Man, but that's not necessarily a bad thing right now. Beta Strep asks how the encounter rate works. So, that tree where you had to search to get the fairy flute, that is always going to be the red dragon in this randomizer. For different set of flags and seeds, it could be a different monster, but it'll always be that same monster for that same seed and flag combination. And remember... Oh, my apologies for misunderstanding the question. Yes, certain tiles do matter. Shoutouts to McGrew, the developer for this randomizer. And, ooh, Z-Man now has the heal more level up. As stated already, Erdrick's armor takes away the chance of being stop-spelled. Sparkover sent back to start. Will she head back to Hawk's Nest and grind the red dragon there? Or is she going to do more overworld exploration instead? So, if you were to ever play Dragon Warrior Randomizer on your own, if you ever wanted to use hurt more on enemies and grind that way, ideally you would want to take out a different set of enemies, like say an Axe Knight or Green Dragon. Magiwyvern in a pinch. Now Sparkover is making an interesting decision. Going into Sherlock Castle. Perhaps for grinding, perhaps for information. We will see. My understanding is there are 3 zones of enemies throughout the many floors of Sherlock Castle. Seeing the Armored Knight at the start is definitely not a good thing. And the Armored Knight has managed to cast Hurtmore and make it so powerful that apparently Hurtmore has managed to crash the game. So how far behind... How far behind is Sparkover? Two levels down. No flame sword. Back to small shield. I have never seen an armored knight cause so much damage. Yeah, folks, I do not completely understand what happened, but... we still have... at least, Sparkover is still able to play right now. So that is a good thing. Z-Man did gain a level up while we were focusing on the unexpected action. And now Z-Man has enough attack power to theoretically take out the Dragon Lord, but needs to bump up the other stats, so level 14 is not enough. And I'm receiving some additional details about what actually happened. So, apparently, the Armored Knight did not cause hurt more on the cartridge. Or maybe it did, but basically the cartridge had lost contact with the Nintendo Entertainment System. There may be a loose pin that the Armored Knight has managed to take out. And so, it's unfortunate that this happens during a tournament race. But fortunately, this does not end Sparkover's run throughout the tournament. This is the first week of 5 in the Swiss stages. What this means is Sparkover and Z-Man will face 5 opponents, based off of win-loss records for the subsequent matches, and basically, we had the random drawing earlier this week to determine who faced each other on the first round. You only need 3 wins in order to advance to the brackets, if I saw the rules correctly. If you gain 2 wins, though, you can go into a play-in race. So, while there are both... while the Armored Knight has chosen to cause problems, along with the NES system, at the very least, Sparkover can still continue on throughout the tournament. Z-Man did gain another level. Has the raw strength as well as the raw agility. There was a new spell that was gained. I had missed what it was checking the replay. Looks like Repel and maybe one other. But unfortunately... ooh, Sparkover is taken out again. And I was about to get to that point, Sports Hefe. Notice that the HP has not been set to yellow yet. In order to survive the Dragon Lord, especially the second form, you need enough HP to survive 2 Dragon Lord Breath attacks. Best case scenario, you can reduce Dragon Lord Breath to 48 HP. 2 of that is 96. You want 97. That is when the HP will turn yellow on screen. Sparkover going for that gold grind. Going for enough money for both Silver Shield and Flame Sword. Not a bad idea. Also, Sleep was the other spell that I had missed. Ali Gerbrap asks what combination of equipment is Sparkover going for? Silver Shield and Flame Sword most likely. Sparkover did not find Erdrick's sword, which is located across the southern swamp, through the swamp cave, and in Garen's grave. Z-Man has recovered at Tangergil Castle and is already heading off, but where to? Why, of course, back to Hawksnest. Continue the grind. Z-Man is familiar with how much HP is necessary. Alright, Sparkover is making a purchase, going for the large shield right now. At least gain that defense back. And Z-Man is back with the Red Dragon grind. Sparkover has found Cantlin. Silver Shield is right there and takes it. And Cantlin has 3 stores, but oh, I always forget that you can purchase keys in Cantlin. But there is a 3rd store right here. A 2nd location for the Flame Sword. This works. So, assuming that Sparkover is willing to play out the rest of the seed, it's going to be a difference in offensive versus defensive strategy in the end. However, those loss of 2 levels is going to hurt. All that did is give Z-Man an additional lead. And as Ali Gerbrap reminds us, Hurtmore came in at level 12, Healmore at 13. Oh, and apparently the token was found at level 11 as well. My apologies for forgetting that. Level up for Z-Man. What do we have? 1, 6, 1, 11. Final spell learned, but that's not enough HP. We are going to level 17 at a minimum, folks. The interesting thing here, Z-Man has Strength Agility instead of Strength HP. So Z-Man may have to go higher levels in order to get the necessary HP, whereas Sparkover can maybe get away with level 15. Honestly, before the crash, I could have seen it as either way. It's just unfortunate that this happened. Both runners are in Hawk's Nest now. Sparkover is likely going for the Red Dragon grind. Unfortunately, the Armored Knight guards the Red Dragon successfully. Mr. Spokes asks, what does agility do? It allows you to run away from enemies easily and potentially dodge attacks. And of course, agility raises defense in this game. But I think more about the traditional meaning of the word. Sparkover hoping to catch up, but that game crash did not help Z-Man trying to grind as quickly as possible, find the right level to have enough HP to go for a Sharlock dive. Mr. Spokes, I will admit that knowledge is beyond my reach about whether agility gives you first strike or not. It's entirely possible, though. Level 17, Agility 11, Health 3, Magic 14. We are going to 18, I believe. Sparkover is back at level 12, has hurt more. And look, this is a rare sight to see, folks. All stats are green, HP stays white. As soon as 5 more HP is gained on Z-Man's side, Z-Man can go into Sharlock, he can dive down, and take out the Dragon Lord. Fortunately, that critical hit, or Kaishin no Ichigeki, will speed things up. Sparkover has reached the Red Dragon and is attempting to catch up. Wandering Keeper, while this seed is not giving a lot of health points, do remember, Z-Man is Strength Agility this seed. Sparkover has Strength HP. Sparkover also has an unfortunate death, choosing to save level 12 just to prevent another Armored Knight Hurtmore crash, as I'm calling it. And Eternal Newbie has pointed out what others have observed already. Yes, this Red Dragon has a 75% chance of stop spell, making it an excellent enemy to grind against. The levels keep the experience points, more specifically, keep piling on and on. Z-Man has 13,500. The next one is 14,250. There's only a certain number of times you can cast Heal More before you will eventually be taken out. Each Heal More costs 8 magic points. Sparkover has chosen to go back into Sharlock. Fortunately, Star Wyverns can be taken out by Hurtmore, assuming their HP is low enough. Sometimes you do have to attack a second time. Another level up for Z-Man. Power 2, response 2, hit points 1! We are going to 19, folks. Now, one advantage of the enemies so far in Sharlock, a lot of them are resistant, or not resistant, are weak to the the Hurt series of spells here. Yanni man, to catch you up here, this is probably an excellent time for a recap in general, actually. Sparkover went with a combat strategy, while Z-Man went for an exploration strategy. Throughout, the Silver Harp was found in the Tangigial Treasury, and Staff of Rain Cave was found on Tangigial backside. Stones of Sunlight were found in the Mountain Cave. Erdrick's token was located in the overworld. You had to go to Cantlin to get the coordinates, which are on screen now. Sparkover has finally regained Healmore. Erdrick's sword was located in Garen's grave, which you had to cross the southern swamp in order to get to Swamp Cave to get through there. At about the level 10, level 11 mark, Sparkover had found Cantlin first, which was ironic considering Z-Man had the better exploration early on. It was relatively even at that point, but then Sparkover had a crash take place, and she had lost 2 levels. Sparkover is on a Strength HP build, Z-Man is on a Strength Agility build. It is entirely possible that Sparkover will have better HP at the same level that Z-Man is right now. So, this race may not necessarily be over. If level 14 gives Sparkover a huge HP boost, then Sparkover still has a chance to win. So, who knows? Sparkover is continuing the Sharlock dive. I don't know what she is expecting to find, but hold on, Z-Man is at level 19, Power 1, Agility 8, HP 4! That is enough! And Z-Man is immediately leaving Hawksnest. Z-Man is going to recharge. Makes a lot of sense. While Sparkover is getting as much experience as possible inside Sharlock. Running out of MP, so eventually Sparkover will take a death. But Z-Man is ready to dive in once, and it may be a one-and-done situation here, folks. Sharlock Castle is very close by to Tangagil Castle. Hold up the rainbow drop and claim your destiny. And Sparkover is going for the vanilla Erdrick Sword chest location, I think, because I don't see many runners go for this path here. Inside is the cursed belt. I know Sparkover enjoys the item, probably from a mimetic stance, but that's not what we're looking for right now. Erdrick's Sword is the only key item that can be found in Sharlock Castle. But in this case, we are not going to find it there. The sword is in Garen's grave. Okay, level 14 for Sparkover. This is new. Power 5, response speed 2, hit points 13! Sparkover is heading to the 6 chests in Sharlock's treasury. Some call this the Pyramid Treasury because the 6 chests can be arranged similar to the $60,000 Pyramid Show. Unfortunately, none of the Pyramid sections will have Erdrick's Sword. There is no 7-Eleven, there is no Lucky 7. You just have the judge's cuckoo noise. Either that or the buzzer. Still, you have to give Sparkover credit for going for it. I do not blame her strategy one bit. If it wasn't for the Hurtmore crash, Sparkover may have had this. But Sparkover definitely does not have the resources to go through. So, we may need... I don't know how official rulings will work in this situation. If Sparkover finishes within 10 minutes or 15 minutes of Z-Man, I don't know what is going to happen, because that is roughly how much time was lost. The treasury had nothing of use. A spare dragon scale maybe, but both runners had already bought and equipped that prior. Z-Man has now entered the final floor of Sharlock Castle. And is trying to run away from all enemies to maintain that health and magic pool. I have not talked too much about Dragon Lord strategies. And There goes Sparkover. We knew that was going to happen eventually, but another dive may allow Sparkover to at least finish this seed. There is one Guardian left, and it is another Red Dragon. So in other words, it will be easy pickings for our runners. Let's talk about attack power with Dragon Lord 2. Z-Man has 149. Let's round it down to 148. Subtract 100, you're at 48. Divided by 2, that is 24. Divided by 2 again, that's 12. Every attack will deal between 12 and 24 health points against the Dragon Lord. It is now time to take out the Dragon Lord. Dragon Lord 1 has Hurt More, but fortunately Hurt More does not do too much. And now Dragon Lord 2. Starting with 21 attack, or 21 damage. And, oh no! The gold grind caused a problem. What was lost this time? Not much. Saved at level 14. In this case, that was only an additional 1 or 2 minute loss. Unfortunately, I'd lost track on how much damage Z-Man had delivered against the Dragon Lord. However, with guaranteed damage right now, Z-Man is likely going to survive at this point, has plenty of heal more charges available. Even though has to heal more every other turn basically. Oh, and now the NPCs are trying to prevent Sparkover from getting the gold. But it doesn't matter. Z-Man has reclaimed the Ball of Light from the Dragon Lord, and is now going to return to Tanjigil Castle. And with that in mind, folks, get your GGs in chat up, for Z-Man has finished with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 37 minutes, 56 seconds. And Sparkover has chosen to... Oh, hold on. We are having a discussion right now backstage. Please hang on, folks. In the meantime, enjoy some OC Remix music while I confirm what's going on. I can at least give a little bit of a report right now. Both runners are willing to have a reroll. The reroll will not take place tonight. However, we need confirmation from the tournament organizers in this situation. So as far as what had happened, folks, there were two very unexpected crashes on Sparkover's end. Sparkover did her best to catch up and may have potentially even made the difference up. But there was a second crash. Once Z had finished, Sparkover had officially forfeited. I need to at least cover that on screen now. But at this point, we are confirming with tournament admins to see what is going to happen. The story of this seed, there were many stories. Combat versus exploration. Finding certain towns over others. Some of that is being discussed backstage right now. So we are still waiting for confirmation regarding that. Until we get that confirmation, I don't know if we can have Z-Man brought in for an interview. I already have confirmation that Sparkover has declined joining. I will do what I can to make sure that you are not left behind, folks. Folks, Z-Man has also declined an interview at this time. So this means if the results stand as they are, Z-Man will be 1-0 and Sparkover will be 0-1. However, this will be discussed with the tournament administrators, and if necessary, there will be a reroll. But at this time, we don't know what it's going to be. So we will ask for your patience as we figure out what goes on. In the meantime, though, there is another match going on right now. On Randomania 1, there is another Dragon Warrior Randomizer Tournament match between Up2NG and BTs. We will send you over there now. and hopefully we will bring an update as soon as we can regarding Sparkover vs. Z-Man. Until then, again, please be patient. Please give our runners a follow, as they certainly deserve it. And until next time, this is Wolfman2000 saying, until then, watch out for Hurtmores. You will be sent over to Randomania to join Up 2NG versus BTs, currently in progress. Good night, everyone.